Ravens flock, we're almost there. We got another battle ahead of us. I'm getting excited again. I've been calm the past few weeks, but I think we're headed on the right track. I want to get excited for some of these preview videos again. The vibes are back. Well, they're mostly back. They're like 80% back. And you know what? For right now, that's good enough. I want us to be a little excited to go get this dub and go into the bye week as healthy as possible. In one corner, we had the future cover of the reboot of NFL Street, the shimmy savage Saquon Barkley, along with the stone-faced assassin, also known as the tush push merchant, Jalen Hurts, along with the inferior version of Batman. Yeah, I said inferior version. You know who the real version of Batman is. AJ Brown. Well, excuse me, the fake version of Batman, AJ Brown, along with the Slim Reaper, Devontae Smith. And in the other corner, you know who's in the other corner. We have the two-time MVP, soon-to-be MV3, Big Trust, a.k.a. Lamarvelous, a.k.a. Action Jackson, Lamar Jackson, as well as Zay Flowers, Zay the Joystick Flowers, King Henry, first of his name, the Stiff Arm Savant, as well as Kyle Avatar Hamilton, as well as Namdi Matter, Beast Matter, BK, alongside Travis Jones, Travis Jones, Travis Jones, Travis Jones. And rounding out the star-studded lineup, of course, is Isaiah Like That Likely. Are you ready?
Let's get ready to rumble!
It's here, you here. I'm a Raven. It's on. All year, every year.
So, Ravens flock, you do have a big test ahead of us. It feels like we have a big test ahead of us pretty much every week, which I guess makes sense, of course, because we have a first place schedule, so it is what it is. We got to go meet up and, well, we're going to be at the bank and we're going to meet up to play the Eagles in less than 24 hours. This game is going to be almost like an unstoppable force meeting an immovable object. You know, some people have even said this may be a Super Bowl preview, and I think that is a very reasonable thing to say. I think we can get it done this year. I said this last year. Unfortunately, it didn't work out, but I do still think that we look even stronger this year. But we're going up against a very dominant Eagles defense. This Eagles defense, they're first in the NFL in rushing yards allowed. They're first in the NFL in total yards allowed, as far as like them allowing the least amount. They're top 5 or top 10 in pretty much every major defensive category, such as points allowed per game. They only allow 18 points per game on average. Passing yards, they've only up until this point they've only allowed 1,900 passing yards. You get the general picture. This is a pretty good, really good Eagles defense. In the last 6 games, they've allowed less than 100 yards back to back. So this is going to be a major test for our rushing attack, especially considering that they have a beast in their interior defensive line with Jalen Carter. But they also suffered a serious injury with one of their most important pieces and one of their longest tenured players with Graham. He's out with torn biceps, so he's done for the season. I do expect us, I'm not going to say I expect us. I hope that we do plan on running straight at Jalen Carter, since he is going to be the most dangerous force on that defensive line. But can't say it's a guarantee, because I wanted us to run at TJ Watt against the Steelers, right? That would make the most sense, right? But we just simply didn't do that. But we'll see how it goes. This Eagles defensive line, they're pretty solid at creating pressure, but surprisingly, we have actually gotten more sacks than them. We've gotten to the quarterback more than they have. And even though I said Jalen Carter is a force on the interior defensive line, as far as their edge players I don't think are that serious of a threat, to be honest with you, especially with Graham going out. I know Josh Sweat has been doing pretty well this year, but I do think that Ronnie Stanley and Roger Rosengard should be able to hold up pretty well against them. But we'll see how that battle in the trenches ends up going. My main concern, of course, like I said, is still Jalen Carter. I'm interested to see how Linderbaum, McCary, and Falele end up handling it. I know Linderbaum will do his thing, but I'm a little concerned that Pat McCarry may get a lot of holding penalties. We all know that he's leading the league in holding penalties right now, but we'll see. Hopefully they hold up pretty well. And we all know Lamar is the best in football at avoiding sacks. But yeah, we still have to establish the run. I know Derrick Henry is excited for this game. This is a game where this is low-key going to be almost like a battle for who's gonna reign supreme as the best running back in football, or the most dominant running back in football. Because right now Saquon has the edge over Derrick Henry by about 60 or 70 yards. I know Derrick's gonna want to break off at least one big run in this game and be able to take that crown back from him. We'll see how that works out, but hopefully Derrick balls out. I'm expecting Derrick to put up at least 100 yards in this game. But this Eagles secondary is also very good. Like, the NFL really messed up letting Philadelphia get Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean in the same draft. Both of them have been playing pretty well. Quinyon Mitchell has quietly been playing like he should be getting Defensive Rookie of the Year. And Cooper DeJean has been balling as well. I don't believe Darius Slay is going to be playing in this game. He's not the same player he was years ago, but he's still an important piece. I'm pretty sure he's not going to be in this game. But, we'll see for sure tomorrow. So I think they're going to prioritize stopping Derrick Henry, as they should. Like, that's pretty much most teams' plan going into the game. And that could cause Zay Flowers and Rashad Bateman and, Deontay Johnson to be in one-on-one scenarios. So hopefully they ball out. I would love to see Zay, give like crazy work to Quinyon Mitchell. Well, I guess maybe he'll probably be on Cooper DeJean more, since he'll probably be in the slot, but we'll see. And speaking of Deontay Johnson, hopefully Deontay gets a little more involved in this game. It seems a little unlikely. By the way the first couple games have played out, it seems like maybe they're more focused on getting him started or more established after the bye week, but we'll see how that goes. For right now, he's still like a wild card. We're trying to just get him involved in any way. Speaking of players that we should or need to get involved, I would love to see Keaton Mitchell get more involved. And not just on special teams. That's pretty much the only place we've seen him so far since he's returned. And I still want to see Justice Hill get involved. We all know Justice Hill is like the unsung hero of the team. He's quietly having like a breakout season. He's one of the better running backs on our squad when it comes to pass protection. But also, that 50-yard touchdown run he had last week against the Chargers, I think will be big, because I do think that now allows our offense to be a little less predictable. Now people will kind of hesitate and wonder, like, hey, Justice is on the field. Is he gonna run? Maybe he will. So I'm excited to see how the defense reacts to Justice Hill being out there. Hopefully they don't just assume that we're gonna pass the ball, so that could create a little more confusion. And as far as flipping sides now, as far as our defense, we're coming off of 2 good weeks in a row. I'm trying to be optimistic about this. Like, we haven't allowed a receiving touchdown in 2 straight weeks. In the past 2 weeks, we've only allowed, on average, 211 passing yards, which I was very excited to see. Hopefully we can continue that trend. Now, to be fair, though, last week when we played the Chargers, the Chargers really don't have like any real receivers that are serious threats. But we did play the Steelers the week before, but even the Steelers also don't really have any receivers outside of George Pickens. But nonetheless, I still think we can hold their passing attack in check. I think Jalen Hurts, he's a decent quarterback, but I don't think he's like that great, to be honest with you. I don't think he's elite. And I'm not sure if DeVonta Smith is going to be playing in this game, so that may allow us to really like hone in on A.J. Brown and just stopping him by any means necessary, but we'll see how that works out. We still got to worry about Dallas Goedert as well. We're going to be missing Kyle Van Noy in this game. That's going to be big, but we should be getting Roquan Smith back. We'll see, if he has an impact on this game. I would love to see our defensive line dominate their offensive line. That would get me very excited, because this is easily like a top 5 offensive line in football. So if we could actually see Travis Jones and Madubuike cause a lot of disruption, as well as Odafe Owe, that would like make my day, to be honest with you. And I still think this is a very winnable game. Of course, I don't think I picked us to lose the game yet. Not saying that we're unbeatable, but the main thing, like we always say, that the only team that could truly beat us is ourselves. So I think one of the more underrated aspects of this game is going to be, can we keep the penalties in check? Because look, it's already established that we are just a team that's going to unnecessarily shoot ourselves in the foot at times. Just hopefully we just don't do it too many times. Like, we by far have the most penalties in the league. If we could just keep it to like 4 penalties or 5, like something reasonable, I don't even think this game will be close. But and it's no disrespect to the Eagles, they're a very good team, but I just think that we are overall a team with a higher ceiling and a much more superior quarterback, and I think that could allow us to have an advantage. And I would love for this to be a blowout. Now, again, I have respect for the Eagles, so I'm not gonna predict us to blow them out, but it would be so awesome to have a blowout because, like I said earlier in the intro, this game is our last game before the bye week, so I would really like to see us get our starters out of the game like halfway through the third quarter. So like it would be a dream scenario if like we were already up like 35-6 going in the third quarter. We could just pull everybody. That's what I would like to see, but we'll find out in less than 24 hours. Lamar is 23-1 against the NFC. I do believe we'll come out victorious, and Lamar will be 24-1 after this game. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below, and any score predictions you may have going into this game.